Hi everyone. Some may suppose that it would require very little boldness today to proclaim the grace of God in all its purity. I mean, who is ever persecuted now, at least in free, enlightened lands, for preaching God's grace? But do not be deceived. Satan was no less active in his opposition to the truth when Constantine exalted the professing church to prominence than when his predecessors persecuted the church and sent its members to death by fire and sword. Indeed, the devil was more successful in Constantine's day than he had been when persecution raged. Does any believer in the Word of God suppose that Satan has relented in his opposition to the truth today just because men, at least in this land, are not burned at the stake or thrown to the lions? Now don't be misled. Satan's enmity against God and against his word continues undiminished. His hatred of the gospel of the grace of God is as bitter, and his opposition to it as determined as it ever was. And well does he know that the constant discouragements connected with being in the minority often succeed in silencing those who would stand against physical persecution. Today, Satan uses the new evangelicalism with its highly organized and highly financed campaigns and with its woeful lack of doctrinal and dispensational teaching of the word. He uses this to neutralize the saints. Multitudes are attracted to these neo-evangelical extravaganzas at which the participants are for the most part performers. And those who stand for the truth often feel very small as compared to the vast unthinking majority. But let us never forget that God uses things that are not to accomplish his work. 1 Corinthians 1:26-29. So let us who know and love the truth then determine by God's grace that nothing shall make us unfaithful to our glorious commission, that whatever the cost, we shall faithfully and boldly proclaim to others the unadulterated gospel of the grace of God, the preaching of Jesus Christ according to the revelation of the mystery.